I've had this 2002 Volvo S60 for about a year now, and here's some of the things that I like about my Volvo S60. To start with, the engine is a 2.3 liter inline-5 with a turbo. That might not seem much until you see the horsepower. It is 247 horsepower. Oh, and the torque, 243, kind of close to the horsepower, but it's all thanks to that turbo, which gives it a lot of foot-pounds. I do think that for a small engine and with a turbo, it really does make wonders of high horsepower and still good fuel economy. I have heard that some people have said that this inline 5 with a turbo is like a smallish V8, and I don't disagree because it really does feel like a smallish V8. The second thing I like about this car are the seats. They are probably the most comfortable seats. The third thing I like about this car is the sound system. It is a Dolby audio system with 8 speakers, 2 of which are subwoofers. And it's a really great sounding system. It almost sounds like you're in a concert. Most Volvos have moved on to using Harman Kardon audio, which I'm sure sounds really good, but for a 2002 model with an older sound system, it just sounds really good, really clean, and it never fails to disappoint. Excuse me. Also, if you turn the bass on, it really does rumble. The next thing I like about the car is the trunk space. Look at that. That is massive. It's almost as deep as a cave. People have said you could fit like 7 bodies in here. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but it's like a good example of how massive this trunk is. I mean, the space just goes on and on. I mean, obviously you can see the wall, but you even have a ski pass through, so if you want to like fit any skis, you can do that. But what really makes this trunk so massive is these latches. And that is very useful. How they design them is that they put them outside of the trunk, so that way it doesn't go in like some other cars do them, with the bars going across and attaching to the trunk. And kind of when you close down, you can't even put things in here, so because the trunk gets in, the trunk lid latches get in the way. However, when they're outside of the trunk, that way you can you make the trunk usable by still putting everything you want in here, anything, I mean, and you don't have to have any latches preventing you from doing that. And they put them outside here. What most cars are doing nowadays is that they're putting the latches behind the trunk, like not in the trunk, but like behind it, like around this area, and also for the other side as well. So that way it'll make the latches stronger, because I mean, trying to hold this big trunk with just these latches may seem like a lot, but I mean, after all, they are made of metal, so it's a very big trunk. The next thing I like about this car is its fuel efficiency. Now, as I said before, it's an inline 5 with a turbo, but that's not all I'm going to tell you. Thanks to it having a few cylinders, but also a turbo, it really does have a huge payoff. And again, it's the MPG. That goes around 20 city, 27 highway, and you're looking at an average of 23 combined. That is very good for a car like this. After all, this is an everyday driving car, so you don't want to always go to the gas station all the time. I mean, this is not a V8, though as I said, it is like a smallish V8. But very fuel efficient, awesome. The next thing in the Volvo S60 that I find so cool is the ability to turn off the AC when the car is off. How that works? Well, say I leave the car, you know, I lock the car, I leave, go do my business. What's really cool is that the car will turn the AC on to cool the car down. That is, again, very cool. I have never seen a car like a Volvo do something like this. It isn't really a new thing though, because I've seen a lot of cars that do this, and most cars that do this are very high class cars like Bentleys and Audi A8s. But what the Volvo has that those cars don't have is that with the Volvo, it just does it automatically. You're like wondering, okay, you said that, but what's so cool about that? The thing with the Bentleys and Audi A8s is that they have to have a special solar sunroof for them to have this ability to cool the car off when the car is turned off. The Volvo doesn't need this special solar sunroof, and it can just do it by itself without the aid of that sunroof. What's really cool is the Volvo S60 will recognize that you have not locked your car, and it will do it for you. So if you are somewhere, maybe like somewhere far from the car, and you're like, oh my god, I forgot to lock the car. Don't worry, the Volvo just did it for you anyway. A very big headliner of Volvos is that they are known to be very reliable. I mean, I mostly take the car for its like major and minor services. I mean, sometimes I try to do the services myself. I'm learning, so. But I have done one thing, and this car, and I'll get to that in a second, but with this car, it is so low maintenance and it's very reliable. The only thing that I ever had to fix in this car was just a failed brake light that burnt out. So all I did was go in the back, take the taillight module out, get the burnt brake light, take it out, put the new one in, reverse the order, and that was all it took. It's a very reliable car. Another thing about the Volvo S60 is that it is a car that is mostly focused on the driver. For example, when you unlock the doors, the driver's side door opens first, and after a second of waiting, all the other doors will unlock. But most of the attention is inside the cabin. With this head unit, it is mostly turned towards the driver because it's trying to say to the passenger, sit down, shut up, and please don't touch the radio at all. Most cars would really go outrageous where they have, like roadsters, where they would have the entire cockpit turned to the driver. But those are roadsters. This is a Volvo, not really a roadster, and it's a sedan. But I like that feature because it makes you really feel like you're in charge. So if you don't have that friend that likes to touch everything and pretend like he's the boss, I mean, this car really does say it's still a driver's car. Most cars nowadays have really dropped that design, which is kind of disappointing because I actually do like this cockpit featured layout, but it is just a nice reminder to let you know who's really in charge. The last thing I like about this car is pretty much the exterior. I mean, it is one of the most beautiful looking exteriors I have ever seen on a car like this, especially from 2002. The lines, the body style, it is something like I've never ever seen before. It's like a Mercedes in a way, especially if you have it in black. It looks really nice. It's like a sports car, but also an executive car. It just looks very, very nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe. Also check out my channel for more videos, and I will see you guys next time.